In today's class, we are going to start with the Mdx expressions, okay? Multi-dimensional expressions. So generally, we are going to use multi-dimensional expressions in order to extract the data from the OLAP cube. Generally, if data is stored in the RDBMS tables format, then we are going to use SQL Server statements, right? So like that, we can write Mdx expressions in order to extract the data from the OLAP cube. Now let's see. Let me connect to the analysis server first. Okay, so let's open SQL Server Management Studio. Let me connect to the analysis services. Click on connect. Databases. So let's connect to the SSAS class 23. This is our database. So let's right click on that database, select new query, under which select MDX, multi-dimensional expression. Otherwise, directly you can click on MDX here. Now let me hide this. Yes, so we are connecting to the SSAS class 23, under which we have one cube called sales cube SSAS class 23. Okay, so now okay, so let us start with the first statement, that is select from cube name. So what if I execute this statement like this? See, I'm not selecting any columns or any rows, something like that. Simply I select from the cube name. The moment I execute it, I will be able to see 60,398. What is this 60,398? Total order quantity. See, but I haven't mentioned any order quantity here, right? So I haven't mentioned that measure name. But still, by default, it is providing 60,398 total order quantity information, because system treated this as default measure. When you do not mention anything about the measures, so default it will give you the result set for the order quantity, because order quantity is treated as a default measure because it is in a first position. Okay, so if sales amount is in the first position, then automatically sales amount will be considered as a default measure, and then you will get the sales amount value. So if you want to change this behavior, so if you want to make the sales amount as a default measure rather than taking the order quantity, then what you can do, you can go back to your sales cube and right click on it, go to the properties. Here see we have default measure, nothing is there. So when default measure is empty, so automatically system will consider the first measure in a row. So first measure is order quantity. That is the reason why order quantity is treated as a default measure. Now, if you want to change it to sales amount, yes, you can change it to sales amount. Then deploy it. Deployment successfully completed. So whenever you made changes and deployed it, so always select this cube again. The moment you select the cube here, automatically it will get refreshed. Okay. So now execute this. See, this time I haven't mentioned anything. I got the default measure sales amount. We have changed it. Okay. Now let's come to the point. See, if I want to see only order quantity, yes, I can directly select the measures dot order quantity on columns. We have to mention like that. On columns, I want to see order quantity. That's the reason why I selected on columns order quantity. Only one measure. So at least you have to select one measure on columns in order to execute the query. Even though you haven't mentioned anything for the rows, but still it will execute the statement. But it at least one component should be there in the one element should be there in the columns part. So if you want to see both order quantity and sales amount, yes, you can drag the sales amount, and if you execute this, see, it throws an error because the statement dialect could not be resolved due to ambiguity. When you have more than one measure selected in the select query, then it should be open the curly braces, again close the curly braces. This is called set. It should be in a set. See, now you will be able to get the order quantity and sales amount. Clear? Now, let's come to the important point, tuple. Okay, here there are two types of tuples. Tuple is nothing but generally row. Uh, Columns are called as attributes and rows are called as tuples. So what if you take each and every at least one attribute member from each and every dimension, and at least one measure member from a measure group, then it is called as a full tuple. So let's see the example so that you will understand. So full tuple, okay. So let me write a select statement. Select from your cube name. So in between this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to open bracket, close the bracket. In between both of this, let me drag the order quantity, comma, because I have taken at least one measure from measure group. This is my measure group. I have taken order quantity. Now go to the first uh, dimension, that is dim customer, and here from dim customer I will go to the gender and I will go to female members. I have selected female members. Okay, at least one attribute member from each and every dimension. So dim customer covered. Now go to dim geography. Under dim geography, I will go to the country attribute. Under country attribute, I'm going to take the Australia data, and I'm going to dim product. Under dim product, I will go to product category. Here I will take bikes. Under dim time, I'm going to select year attribute, under which 2008. See, so we have selected at least one attribute member from each and every dimension. We have covered all the 4 dimensions, and at least one measure from measure group. So this is one set. Okay, sorry, this is one tuple, because in between brackets we mentioned this structure, right? So this is called tuple, full tuple, because we have considered all the dimensions and measure groups. On, we need to write something like this, right? On columns. Simple. Now execute this. Execute this. See, you will get the data like this. Order quantity female Australia bikes 2008-768. Okay. Now, so what is the partial tuple then? If it is a full tuple, there should be a partial tuple, right? So let us say, let me copy this. Partial tuple in the sense, I do not want to include both dim product and sorry. Uh, what is that? Dim time and dim product. Let me comment this. Let me comment this. So it will not work. Let me remove the comma here. Now see, this is your partial tuple. So if I execute, it is going to show me the data order quantity only for female customers in the country Australia. That's it. So we haven't included the rest of the 2 dimensions. This is called partial tuple. Clear? Now let's come to the set. Set is nothing but a combination of either full tuples or partial tuples. So multiple tuples will be there, whether it is a full tuple or partial tuple, but it should maintain the same structure. Clear? So if I go to the original example, let me copy this. See, this is one tuple. This is full tuple, right? I have to maintain the same structure in the next tuple also. Let me keep the comma. After select, let me open the curly braces, because set always should be in between the curly braces. Okay, now let me copy this. Let me paste it here. Here I don't want to, I want to get the country wise details. Okay, so for Australia, yes, we have in the first tuple we will get the Australia data. Here what I will do, I will go to Canada. So Canada, what is the ID? CA, right? So let me put CA here, and I will put the comma. I will paste it again. And for Germany, it is D. Okay, enough. So let me close the curly braces again. Now let us execute this. See, we are simply comparing the values in between among the countries. Female customers for Canada, in Canada, bikes order quantity is what? For in 2008, 189. For Australia, 768. For Germany, 353. Clear? So this is what a set. Now this set should be following the same structure. In the next set, if you remove the order quantity and put the sales amount, then it will give you error. So you are simply following the same structure. From measures, order quantity should be there. From dim customer, gender should be there. Whether it is male or female, that is different. Okay, you can change the attribute members, but you should not change the attribute structure. Okay, same structure should be followed in the rest of the sets. Okay, rest of the tuples. That is what the rule here. So any doubts so far? What is full tuple? What is partial tuple or set? right. So let's go ahead and copy the original statement. Now here I told you on columns, right? So let us introduce put the comma. On rows also we will explore the data. Okay, so now what I want to do, so I want to use only one measure we are going to use. That's the reason why no need to put the brackets. Okay, select measure dot order quantity on columns, put the comma. Then I want to analyze this order quantity on rows. On rows country wise, I want to analyze the data. So what I can do, simply I will go to the country attribute. This is your attribute, right? Drag this dot members on rows from sales cube. This is about members keyword. I have used members, right? So what it will do, execute this. See, it is going to show you the order quantity for each and every country. Australia, Canada, Germany, France, United Kingdom, and unknown also. For unknown, we do not have any data. Also, all member. I told you all is a default parent member, and the leaf level members will be rolled up to the all level. Clear? So this is default parent level. So whatever children items are there, these are going to be rolled up to the all level. So that is the reason why it is going to show you the total order quantity of all the countries, 60,398, all. Clear? Now, what if you want to see only children items? No unknown, no all. So let's remove both of them. So what we can do, here we have one more keyword called children. So let's change it to children. Let's execute this. See, you will be able to see, sorry, unknown will come because it is a default attribute member, but all will not come. You will get only children values. That's it. And we have another option, that is all members. Okay, all members. So we have both members and all members also. So let us execute it. See, it is also showing all value, then children value, then finally unknown. So this is same as members. This result set is same as members. If you execute this members also, you will get the same result set. But what is the difference? There is a difference. Sometimes you might be creating some calculated measures. So here you have two measures. These are loaded from the source data. So sometimes you might be creating a calculated measures based upon the requirement. In that case, system is not going to show you the calculated members if you have used if you use the members property. So if you use the all members, it is going to show you the calculated members also. All members will include both calculated members, but members will not show you the calculated members data. But what is calculated members and calculated measures, I'm going to explain. Then again we will come back to this all members. Okay, as of now let me show you how to create the slicing. Slicing means applying where condition on the cube. So let me write select from cube name. let's take the order quantity on, we can write columns, right? So rather than columns, I can put 0 also. No worries. Comma. I want to use again country dot members on rows. So instead of rows, I can write 1. For columns, I can write 0. For rows, I can write 1. So let us execute this. See, we are getting the data like this, right? This is total data and these are all children data, country wise information. Now what I want to apply condition based upon the where condition based upon the country. Sorry, not country, where condition based upon the year. So let me drag 2008 here. Now execute this. See, the data got sliced based upon the year value. It is showing only 2008 data. See, under all, it should be 60,398, but now it is showing 32,265. Okay. So children items, again, these are all getting filtered. This is called slicing. Clear? Any doubts so far? Right. So now let's go to some useful functions while writing the Mdx expressions. No need to worry about all the functions and no need to by heart the syntax also, not required, because if you go to the function, if you go to the all the functions will be there, and if you keep on cursor, if you drag them here, it is going to give you the syntax and also no need to by heart that. Even though you forgot the function also, not a problem, you can do that. Now, so what I want to do, let me show you, as of now we have used the attributes, right, directly. So what if I use the hierarchy levels, then how it is going to perform? So let's see that example also. Select from cube name. So let me select sales amount on 0. On rows, I want to select product hierarchy. Okay, so let's go to the dim product. Under dim product, we have a hierarchy. See, product hierarchy. Let me drag this dot. I'm not taking attribute, I'm taking hierarchy members. Let us execute this. Sorry, I forgot to keep the on 1. That means on rows. Execute this. Press F5 button. See, you got the total value, that is 29 lakhs 358, some amount is there. So this is total value, total sales amount value. But how about the each and every category wise? Because on rows we put the product hierarchy. In product hierarchy we have 3 categories: clothing, accessories, and bikes. For components we do not have any data. Okay, that's why it is showing clothing data. Okay, so out of 29 million dollars, first 3 million related to clothing. Okay, again in clothing we have some subcategories are having some null values. Okay, so whenever the data is not there, it is null. That is fine for me. Okay, so under this particular subcategory we have products. This is product information. So if you go to the bikes, then you will understand properly. See, mountain bikes. This is bikes category. Under bikes we have mountain bikes is a subcategory. Under mountain bikes we have mountain 100, silver 38. These are all individual products under mountain bikes. Okay, so like that, let me use the hierarchy for time hierarchy, then you will understand properly. So let's use the time hierarchy dot members. See, it is showing all data 29 million, and 2005, for 2005 yearly data. In 2005 we have next level is what? So when you expand the time hierarchy, year, quarter, month, day, right? So it is showing yearly data, then quarterly data, then monthly data, then day wise data. But for 2005 we do not have first quarter and second quarter data. That's the reason why it is showing null values. See, for the second quarter also it will show null values. June, see, from third quarter onwards you will have a data. That is the reason why it is showing quarter 3 total value and July wise, month wise data, then day wise data. See, like that it is showing all the data. So how many rows you are getting here? You don't know. Go to the message. Now check. 2295 rows are there and 2 columns are there. First column, second column. Okay, including the header, it is going to give you count of number of rows, 2295. Okay, just give me a second. Right. So this is how we are going to extract the data using hierarchies. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to take the same example again in order to remove the null values. See, in this result set, lot of null values are there, right? Lot of null values are there. So I want to remove the null values. I want to get only the data. So how many rows are getting? 2295. So after removing null values, you will get lesser rows, right? So how we are going to remove the null values? Go to the functions, expand the all. Let us type non-empty. See, there is a function called non-empty. So what I'm going to do, I'll keep the function name here so that you will understand later. I'm going to save this query window for your reference purpose. Let me go to I saved it. I'm going to share this query window also with you. Now say non-empty. What is the what it will do? Non-empty. What it will do? You keep the cursor on it. It will say you okay. Return subset of first set with removed empty tuples based on the cross product with the second set. So simple thing. Set 1, set 2. Even though you have only single set also, that means combination of tuples, then it is going to remove the null values and it will give you the non-empty data. That's it, simple. So what I can do, on rows, I'm going to use this non-empty, open the bracket, then close the bracket here. Whatever data that is coming from the time hierarchy values, it is going to remove the null values. See, execute it. Now see, we are not getting any null values. So go to the messages. Earlier it was 2295, but now the count is changed to 1180. Simple. Clear. So this is non-empty function. Now let's see some other functions like top function. So top count. Okay. So what it will do? Top count will give you the from result set whatever top rows are there. If you want to see top 5 rows, then you will be able to get the top 5 rows using the top count function. Okay, top count. Like that we have bottom count also, and we have uh, other functions like head and tail. See, here we have head and tail functions also there. So let's see one by one. So let me drag the head function. So let me take the same example. So here we are going to eliminate the null values. Okay. So if I execute this, see, this is the results that we are getting. So what are the first 5 records? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let us use the head function, close it. So what is the syntax? Set comma numeric expression. So this is your set. This entire thing is your set. This is your first argument. Put the comma, then numeric expression. How many rows you want to extract? First 5 rows. Now execute this. See, you are getting first 5 rows. Clear? Now, what if you want to get the last 5 rows? Then you will have another function called tail, head and tail. Exactly opposite. So let's copy this. Let's change it to tail. Execute this. See, these are the last 5 records. So first 5 records, last 5 records you will be able to get using the head function and tail function. Okay. But how my requirement is how to get the top 10 products or top 5 products sales wise. Okay, sales wise I want to get the top 5 products. So let me give you let me get the data based upon monthly data. Okay, so let me take select from sales cube. Now what I want to do, I'll take sales amount on columns. Let me go to the dim time. So here I'll take month attribute, members, not members, let me take only children. Okay, on 1. Oh my god, I have to keep it here. So let me execute this. See how many records you are getting? 73 rows. Okay, out of which you have a lot of null data. So when you do not want null values, then what you need to do, you need to use non-empty function. Open it, then close it. Now check it. See, only data comes here. How many records? 38. From 72 you are getting 38 records. Okay, these are all non-empty records. Now what I want to do, I want to sort it. I want to sort the data based upon the sales amount. Then what will happen? It will be in a ascending mode. It is going to be increased. So if I did it descending mode, then what will happen? Whatever sales amount that is there, that will come in the first place, isn't it? So let me sort the data. So for sorting purpose, we have, yes, function called order. See, this order function will sort the data. Now what I will do, let me take the order function. Let me take the order function. So syntax is set string expression or numeric expression, then ascending or descending. So let us apply one more function to this order. This entire thing is a set comma based on which expression you want to sort the data. So I want to sort the data based upon the order quantity. So let's go to the sales amount. Let's take the sales amount, that is your numeric expression. Now if I mention deliberately, then this is going to be sorted based upon descending order. If I do not mention anything, by default it will be sorted on ascending order. That's it. Now what I want to do, let us execute this. See, the data has been sorted, so lesser amount will go down, and highest amounts will go in the will come in the first place. So now what I want to do, sales amount wise, first 5 products, top 5 products I want to get sales amount wise, right? Now I will apply head function. This is your statement for head function. What we need to do for head function, set common numeric expression, right? So this is your set, this entire expression. Then put the 5, comma 5. Execute this. See, simply, so rather in order to get the top 5 products sales amount wise, we are using lot many functions here: non-empty, order, then head. Non-empty in order to remove the empty values, and here order function is used to make the data set in descending order. Then head function is used to get the top 5 records. So rather than using 3 functions, you have a direct function called top count. So rather than using all these functions, so simply you can use this top count function. So let me show you that. Select from cube name. So let's take this. So here what I'm going to do, I'll take simply till here on 1, right? So here we are getting null values, and total values are 73. Fine. Now what I want to do, I want to apply top count function. So let's drag the top count here. Let's comment it. For top count, this is the syntax: set comma count comma numeric expression. Okay. So set is nothing but your children items from the month attribute, and count is what? Top 5. So 5 will be the count. Numeric expression, based upon which measure you want to get the top 5 count, based upon sales amount. So let's provide the sales amount here, then close the bracket. Simple. See, you are getting the same result set without using all the 3 functions. You need not to use the head, order, or non-empty. Clear? Any doubts? Right. So let's come back to the bottom count also. We have similar function called bottom count. Let's drag this. Let me take this example, copy it, paste it. Here keep the bottom count. Rest of the things are same. Set count numeric expression. So it will give you the least values. Least values are nulls. That's the reason why you are getting the nulls. So if you remove nulls and if you see the least values, then probably what you need to do, you need to use non-empty before applying this condition. Non-empty of this children. Now close. Now execute this. See, you are getting values, correct? Right. So let's go ahead and see the another function called filter. Okay. So we have filter. We have one more function called filter function. So it filters the data. such condition. So let's copy it here and do not use the top count. See, we are getting the data. Now, what I want to do, rather than using the sales amount, let me use the order quantity. Okay, so let's execute this. So we are getting the order quantity values. Now what I want to do, I want to apply condition based upon the values. Okay, I want to retrieve the data that is greater than 1000 only. If order quantity is greater than 1000, greater than is equal to 1000, then only that should be appeared. Okay, now we are getting 73 records. So what I want to do, I want to apply filter condition. Filter, open the bracket. Now set, this is your set, comma, search condition. Search condition is what? Order quantity greater than is equal to 1000. Close it. This is your search condition. See, we are getting the data that is greater than 1000 only. This is filter function. Clear? Now, let's come to the important function, that is, let me show you that. That is parallel period function. Yeah, correct. So parallel period function. This is related to time hierarchy. Okay. How do you know whether it is related to time hierarchy or not? See, parallel period function always always it goes to the uh, whatever level you have mentioned, whatever hierarchy level you mentioned, whether it is a year, quarter, month, or day. So whatever specific member you have mentioned, from that particular member, it is going to 1 year back or 1 quarter back or 1 month back, and it will pick up that value. That is what parallel period function will do. So if you see the uh, definition also, it says returns a member from a prior period in the same relative position as a specified member. So whatever specified member you will mention, let us say if you mention 2008, so if you want to go 1 year back, then it will go to 2007 and it will pick up that value. For comparison purpose, we are going to use parallel period function. So if you want to compare the current year value with the previous year value, then you will use parallel period function. How do you know whether it is related to time dimension or not? When the moment it says period, period is related to time dimension. The moment the syntax is having level, so levels are always available in the hierarchies. So this is related to time hierarchy. Like that, we can identify whether this is related to time hierarchy or not. So we need to apply this function on time hierarchy only in time dimension. Okay, let's see the example. Okay, select order quantity on 0. Let's go to the time hierarchy. See, under time hierarchy we have year, right? So let's drag this 2008 here. This is a specific member. Okay, now let me open the parallel period function. Parallel period function. So first one is what? Level. So this, let me delete this. So in syntax, first one is what? Level. Level is what? Hierarchy level. So you want to go 1 year back, then you will select year. If you want to go 1 quarter back, then select quarter. If you want to go 1 month back, then you will select month or day. So Let me select year as a level, comma, numeric expression. How many years you want to go back? 1 year. Let me put the 1. Then specific member. From which member you want to go 1 year back? 2008. Let me select that. Then close it. On 1, that is rows from your cube name. Now execute this. See, it is going to 2007 from 2008 and it will pick up that value. Clear? So this is what parallel period function. Now, just give me a second. So this parallel period function is especially very important at the time of doing the KPIs, okay, key performance indicators. That's the reason why I have explained it. Okay, so we want to compare previous year value with the current year value in order to get the performance evaluation. So that is the reason why we are going to use parallel period function. Okay, so now let's come to the important point, that is calculated members. I told you right in the beginning of the session. Calculated measures, first of all, let's talk about this. So calculated measures are nothing but measures will not be available in your measure group. Order quantity, sales amount, only 2 measures are there. So what if I want to create a new measure on the fly? Then we will be able to write a statement. So let us say if you divide the sales amount with the order quantity, you will get a unit price, right? So let me create a unit price measure here on the fly, temporary basis, with member measures dot, let's name it as unit price, as we need to write the formula. Formula is what? Sales amount divided by order quantity. Now write the select statement. Select, open the curly braces, sales amount, comma, order quantity, comma, unit price. Close the curly braces. On 0, put the comma, then you can put anything. So let's say if you want to analyze this data by country wise, then put dot children or members, anything is fine. On 1 from cube name. Let us execute the entire statement. If you do not include this with member calculation, system throws an error. It doesn't know what is unit price because that is not available here. So we are temporarily creating it. See, if you divide this value with this value, you will get the unit price, but it is not in a proper format. See, unit price should be in a dollar format, right? So if you want to apply dollar format for this unit price, probably you can increase, you can include, put the comma here after the formula, then apply format string, format underscore string is equal to, in double quotes, put the dollar, something like that. Now execute this. See, we are getting the format also. Clear? This is how you are going to create the calculated measures. Now let me show you the calculated members also. Okay, so calculated members. So if you simply execute only this select statement, so you will not get the unit price because system doesn't know. So that is the reason why only for temporary purpose on the fly we are going to create that. So like that, calculated members, this is calculated measures and this is calculated members. Okay, so let us say if you go back to the time dimension, if you expand the attribute called year, so in this year how many years are there? 2005 to 2010, but data is available only for 2005 to 2008, not from for 2009 and 2010 we do not have any data. So if you want, I can write an expression here from your cube name. Let's take the order quantity on 0. Now let me, oh my god, just give me a second. Okay, so let's go to year attribute dot members on 1. Let's execute this. See, for 2005, 6, 7, 8 we have data. For 9 and 10 we do not have data. Okay, so fine. Now what I want to do, my requirement is to let's create a new attribute member here, and we name it as 2005 to 2008, and we are going to total the data. So that attribute member will show me the total data from 2005 to 2008, and the name also 2005 to 2005-2008. That will be the name assigned to that attribute member. So how we are going to do that? With member. So let's take the under all, I want to create new member called 2005-2008 as 2005 plus 2006. This is formula. So we are summing up all the 2005 to 2008 data. Simple. Okay, now let me execute this. Is it showing that calculated member value? No, right? So we are not getting that new calculated member what we have created because we haven't used all members. I told you there is a difference between members and all members. Now if I use all members, then it will be oh my god, so why it is not showing? 10132, yeah, got it. We haven't created this, we haven't created this attribute member on permanent basis. If it is created on permanent basis here, then if you use the all members concept, then you will get that 2005 to 2008 value. But it is not created permanently, it is simply temporary basis, right? So what we need to do, we need to mention that name also. We need to mention that name. Oh, I think I have missed it. Now it is showing this. Let me use the set. Let me use the set. Now it is going to give me children. Yeah, now fine. So I just used the children items. So children is going to give me only 2005 to 2010 data. Then ultimately we will get the uh, calculated measure value also 2005 to 2008. Whatever we have created temporary basis. But this is not the case. You don't have to write like this. If you create on permanent basis, if you create this at calculated member on permanent basis, then no need to write like this. If you simply use all members, then you will be able to get that data. Okay. Now let me show you the one more concept called named set. Then we are going to create it on permanent basis. Okay. Named set. So named set is nothing but we are going to save the definitions while writing expressions so that no need to write the entire formula again and again. Rather than we can simply use that name in order to get that definition. So let us say we have written a top 10 products, right? So top 5 somewhere here. Yeah, top count is there. So let's say if I copy it, let's paste it here. So if you execute this, you will get the top 5 products, right? So here, what I want to do, this expression will be saved and I'm going to use that name. I will provide one name to that particular set, then I will use it. So with set, so this is based upon what? Dim time month, right? So let me take dim time month. With set top 5 as see. So it is something like no need to repeat this entire expression again and again. If you are using this particular set in multiple times in your program, so wherever you use that particular expression, rather than using the entire expression, you simply define it somewhere as a named set and you can use that name. So simply I will use top pair, something like that. If I have multiple times that same script. So as of now, what we are going to create, those are all on temporary basis. So on permanent basis, if you want to create them, either calculated measures, calculated members, or named set. So what we can do, we have to go back to the calculations tab, then click on this calculator symbol, then provide name to the measure. On permanent basis, I want to create this unit price. Select the parent hierarchy measures. See, there is a difference. Calculated measures and calculated members. If parent hierarchy is measures, then we call it as a calculated measure. If parent hierarchy is other than measures, that means any dimension, then we call it as calculated member. That is the difference. Okay. So parent hierarchy is what? Measures. Now expression. So you can copy it. Otherwise, you can directly drag from here. So sales amount divided by order quantity. This is what the expression, right? So this is what the formula here for calculating the unit price. So format string, if you want to select the format string, directly you can select it. Then right click on it, deploy it. See, deployment is done successfully. Now if you select this cube again, so it is going to be updated. If you expand this, see, unit price has been created on permanent basis. Okay. Now what I want to do, earlier I used to select the entire statement, but now simply I will select only select statement. That's it. Without that with member calculation, I will executing it and I will be able to get the data. Because on permanent basis you have already created it. So no need to use this with statement. Same thing for the calculated member also. So let's click on it. Let's create 2005 to 2008. Let's provide the, now let's select the dim product, sorry, dim time. This time we are going to select the parent hierarchy as dim time under what? Under year and all. So under year, let's select this dim time year expression. Then let's deploy it. Deployment done successfully. So let's check it. So let's expand the dim time. Go to the year. Expand the members. See, we have all member. Under all we have the calculated member also 2005 to 2008. So without selecting the with member, so simply I am selecting the select statement and execute it. See, we are getting the data. Not only this, if I copy it, if I paste it here, rather than using the children, if I use all members, earlier it throws an error, right? So we haven't get the data. So no need to use this entire statement. Execute this. What happened? Not required. All members is not working. Now so we are getting the 2005 2008. If you remove all, if you use only members, then you will not get that calculated member value. See, we are not getting that. But if you use all, then you will get the calculated member value. See, fine. So this is about calculated members and named set. So finally, if you want to create the named set, then just click on new named set, this bracket symbol, then provide the name something like top 5. Provide the expression. Deploy it. Deployment is done. Let's check the dim time month. Okay. See, under dim time we have a top 5 named set. It is coming here. Now, if I execute this statement directly, I will get the values. Earlier, if I use it, then we will get an error. But now it is working fine. Top 5 products, we will be able to get the data because on permanent basis we have created it. So these are all Mdx expressions, and tomorrow we are going to start with the KPIs, key performance indicators. Okay, so we are going to use parallel period function here. So we will do KPIs, actions and all in tomorrow's class. Any doubts so far? Okay, right. So we will meet in tomorrow's session then. Bye bye. Have a nice day.